Okay? That trifecta is just, oh man, ooh, man, you just messed up your head. So what's going on? You see this shirt over here, the Love Not War? We have signs and shirts like that. We're going to Searchlight this next weekend. I'll be in Pennsylvania and Tennessee LP conventions speaking for stuff, but we have signs that 150 of these along the side, the big tall signs that says Love Not War, all around Searchlight, because that's where the Tea Party is going. Tea Party Express is going to be there. What's going to be there? An ocean of RVs. It's just desert. Halfway between Laughlin and Nevada, there's nothing there. No, well, there's maybe a Circle K, but I mean nothing. Okay? It's like 7-Eleven for you guys. What happens is we take the opportunity to make sure that we have as much impact on freeing minds. How many minds can we free? That's what this thing is about. How many minds can you free? Because let me tell you what is almost impossible to do. You can't unlearn the truth. Once you get the truth, I mean, you gotta torture someone. You gotta waterboard them to get that, and for them to stop knowing the truth. It's almost impossible. So we spend a lot of our time on making sure that people just are exposed to truth. And then they go, and you'll have them go, truth. What's truth? And my only response to anybody that does it, they come up to me, and I always say, you know what's interesting about, what's interesting to me is the type of people that ask me that. And then they're like, and? No, it's just interesting the type of people that ask me that. And I walk up. And they're like, why did I ask them? You know, so, and the reason is because, you know, it's like unlies. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's like not bullshit. I mean, you know, what is it? Because I'm telling you, young people, they know your BS now. You cannot BS the young people because they go to this. They push the truth button and they find out. And I tell you what young people hate more than anything else. Hypocrisy. They see, I have 4 kids. They're 20 to 24 right now. So imagine this you know, like 5-year spread that I got as I'm being an activist. You want to know who's going to call BS on Dad? His kids. And their friends. And their friends' friends. And their teachers. I mean, so you cannot lie to these people. So I wanted to make sure that I shared some things with you because I know where you guys, the stage, and I've gone through this before. And I'm just going to share some of my experience, my perspective on things. And I know it's not going to be shared by everyone, but, you know, you asked for it. They always say you can't herd cats. Yeah, but I can get them all in one place. You know how you do that? You get a can of tuna and you hit the can opener, man, they will flock. Here come all the cats. Well, what's the tuna can? Freedom. Ron Paul showed that. You know, I've always known this. They go to them and say, Ernie, when you did the revolution logo, you started the revolution, you're doing all these signs and you're pumping them before he even announced. I mean, I called Kent Snyder the day after they did the exploratory committee, and I go, is this true that you're, oh yeah, you know, if we get enough, that's it. Talk to the hand, you never hear from me again. Have a nice day. I didn't want to work in the can. I didn't want to work with the collect. Because I already knew what Ron Paul's message was. I already knew that he had run as libertarian in '88. I knew he wasn't going to back away from it. I knew that they were going to bring it up. I knew he was going to go like, so I knew that we were going to, for the first time, we were going to have a libertarian define what libertarian was. It wasn't going to be the media. It wasn't going to be a Republican or Democrat. It wasn't going to be some reporter saying, you know, because I remember when I first started being an activist in early mid-90s, they could not print my name without at least 3 adjectives. Dope smoking, tie-dye wearing, gun toting, you know, whatever libertarian Ernest Hancock says. You know, then it went down to 2. Then it went down to 1 adjective. Now it's just, you know, libertarian or just Ernest Hancock. And I'll tell you, the reason is there was an effort on their part. They were trying to camouflage and hide what it was they were. And I did everything I could to expose it. But you have new information coming out that's really, it's not new, but it's been revealed, and we had Judge Napolitano do it. He comes up and he says, and I remember articles in the mid-90s written by L. Neil Smith, that Lincoln, the American Lenin. Ooh, man, you can't say that. We got Judge Napolitano on Fox up here saying Lincoln scumbag. So I'm going, yeah. Why? Well, I don't know. Go push the button. So this is the shortcut that we have. We don't have to spend 15 gazillion years with someone. We don't have to get them to read a book right then. We don't have to do... The research is out there. All you have to do is teach them to ask the right question. What question? I don't know. It's their question. How does freedom enhance whatever it is that they want? How is that? I don't know. Go find out. So we're in a situation here where I remember, and I wanted to... there's a lot of things I wanted to say, but... Because I just want to share my heart with you, because I've been in this movement for, I used to consider myself the young one. I didn't really consider myself a veteran or, well-learned in a lot of this stuff until after the revolution, when so many young people came in that had so much less life experience that I and my fellow activists had. So now I'm going to share some observations with you and see if you start to see the same things that I did when I was your age. When you're, I'll give you an example. I go to a meetup, Ron Paul people around the country, and I go up and I say, they go, yeah, Ernest Hancock, career low, blah, 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 yay, come up and everything. And you had an average age of probably 50 or 60. You'd have, in the early times, you have a lot of Republicans, there were a lot of constitutionalists, that kind of stuff. And off in the corner, you'd have the young people, the people in their teens and 20s. And the first question I would ask, I go, who are the sign makers? Who's making the sign? Who's the sign makers? And the young people are back there going, I want to be a sign maker. I saw it on the internet. I thought you were making signs. That's why I came here to make signs. You're not making signs. I thought you were going to make signs. The older people are like, yeah, but you got to have a permit to put that sign up. Never crossed their mind. Wasn't even, I'm going to get a permission slip from the man to give a finger to the man. Not even going to have, and why would we want to instill that in this next generation? Because for some reason it makes them feel better, that excuse for them not doing it, or I might get pain under my fingernails or something. So I made a point of going everywhere I could for a year and a half across the country to see that one small group of 19-year-olds. And in South Carolina, it was a homeschool group from 11 to 19 that made over 300 signs in 2 days. Enormous success. And then the meetup, they go, look what our people did. And they were the ones telling them not to do it. So I bypass all the collective, bypass all of this control, bypass all of the layers of, thou shalt, and went straight to the people, straight to the activists, straight to the young that already had yes in their head. Why would I do that? Because that's where everything happens. That's where, if your hierarchy isn't there to serve the individual, then why is it there? We have a thing called the Freedom Summit. Great speakers. In fact, Bumper Hornberg was our first keynote speaker, our first one in 2001. And we would have a lot of great people that would come and talk and speak and make sure that they shared what we knew was coming. We could see what was happening. This police state, because the first one was 3 weeks after 9/11. And people were canceling, they couldn't fly, there was, they're kind of scared. And I'm going, should we cancel this? My partner, Mark Victor, he goes, I don't know, we were talking, we go, nah, we know what's coming. It's more important now than ever that we have this, so that the young people and other people will know that we know what they're going to be doing. We know that this is an opportunity for the man. So we're going to have to at least express this freedom thing.